Boom, guys, we're back. Listen, we're gonna talk about something serious today, okay? More serious than before, okay? I mean, this shit is always serious, but I want you to get to listen up big time. This topic is a bit nuanced, okay? So you're gonna have to follow me. You're gonna have to follow my main point and extrapolate it, because you can't sit here in the comments like some dumbass hater and say, oh, you said this, so you meant that. That's not how this works, okay? All these are ideas. Ideas need nuances to them. They need to be described in detail, okay? So sometimes I might say stuff that if you cut out just a little bit part of it, you can take anything and just say, oh, but you said this. Yeah, I did. Fuck you, okay? Listen. This is a big one, okay? Sometimes I come across content. Maybe you do too. Content that's not really that fun. Let's just say it like this. We're talking, content. I mean, we can talk about movies, we can talk about YouTube videos, we can talk about shorts, we can talk about all these podcasts, all types of media where the topic or the stuff that is talked about on there is not something that is in line with our values, the values that we represent right here on this channel. Welcome, by the way. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. My name is Nikolai. I'm providing you with the tools to win in life. Let's just keep it at that. Listen, you come across these topics, right? I'll give you an example of this. Maybe, because this is how I, got onto this idea. I came across this short clip, right, of this podcast show where this girl will talk about cheating and stuff, right? Fucking degenerate stuff, okay? Fucking despicable shit, right? And I was saddened to hear that stuff. I was like, this is so sad. This shit, it saddens me to hear. Every time I hear about stuff like this going on, whether that be cheating or fucking bullying or all this bullshit goes on, right? I get sad inside, right? Because this shit doesn't need to happen. It doesn't. And I'll tell you what, me, having a feeling of this is not good, that's the best way to think when you hear this shit, right? And I'll tell you, because this is what I want to, get the point I want to get across to this, you guys, okay? Because this might be something that you might recognize in the people around you. And if you fucking do, you better cut them out immediately, okay? I swear to God, immediately. You shut them off right now. Okay, if you are someone, or if you know someone who are amused by these subjects, who are amused by stuff like cheating, by bullying, by all these acts like that, then you have a serious issue at hand. You have something inside you that find this shit amusing. And that should scare you. That should plague you, all right? If you see it in yourself, if you see it in someone else, you have an issue. Know that, all right? And that can be whatever. It can be you laughing of some story that you heard about this shit. You can be a movie, it can be whatever. Like I said, we're talking all types of media here. In the newspaper. I don't know if you read newspaper. Maybe you're too young to read newspaper. Who knows? Maybe you can't even read, you're too young. Who knows? If you're that young, get off my channel. You're way too young to be on YouTube at all. Go learn to read, go read a book, all right? I swear to God, if you recognize this stuff in real life, you need to be careful. Because there is something, and this is some psychopathic fucking trait, I swear to God, if there is something inside of your head that is amused by causing either mental pain, emotional pain, or physical pain to others, you have an issue. You have a serious issue that you need to resolve right now. I can't tell you how to resolve it. I'm not a psychologist, but I can tell you that you need to resolve it. And I can tell you that if I am around, if I ever hear stuff, I'll tell you guys. Okay, let's say a conversation comes up. Luckily, I have great people around me right now, so I don't have to deal with this. I don't have to. And I'm so glad for that, right? But that's because I curate my reality to such an extent that I don't have to have this in my life. But maybe you do, and that's why I'm here talking to you, all right? In your conversations, maybe someone talks to someone else. It doesn't even have to be your friends. Maybe your friend talks to another person, and that person brings it up. Maybe they talk about some degenerate subject that they find amusing. Oh my God, that they did cocaine, that was so much fun, whatever, right? Remove yourself from the conversation. Remove yourself completely. You don't need to be there. It's very important that you hardline this shit. You can't be halfway in, halfway out, okay? Either you're in either out when it comes to this. Because this shit affects your mind. Every time you sit there and you are amused by a story that involves stuff like this, you are decaying, okay? You are decaying in your mind. You are becoming more of that. That is attractive to you. Something about that is attractive to you. And you're manifesting that. Every time you even fake a smile, you're manifesting that into your reality. And you need to stop that shit right now. Cut it out immediately. Whenever you hear something that you don't like to hear from someone else or from yourself, know that. Remove yourself from the situation. Get out of there completely. Change up the situation completely. I don't care. Stand up from your chair and walk out. Take a bathroom break. Whatever. Go look yourself in the mirror. Do that, for example. If that's some thought that came inside your mind, if that's something you saw online and you find amusing, go take a look in the mirror, all right? That's not you. That's not what should be in here. Because that shit's dangerous. Know that. This stuff, if you let it go too far, will affect your life. I don't care what you say. Oh, it's just a bit of a joke. Oh, it's just a bit of that. Of course, like I said in the beginning, you have to treat this with some nuance, all right? You have to treat it with some nuance. There's jokes, and then there's stuff to be amused about. Of course it is. It's not a black and white thing, like I said in the beginning. But you gotta be careful about this. You gotta be worried about this. I talked with my brother recently, and it's funny. I'll tell you this, guys. I talked about my brother about, I joked about, it would be cool to rob a bank. That's what I said, right? And he was like, hey, where did that thought come from? Or something along those lines. And he's right. He's so right. I'm not saying, that I'm going to rob a bank or anything. I mean, who knows, huh? I think I'll be pretty good at it. But just like that, right? You can analyze your thought. I can look in the mirror and say, hey, Nico, why did you want to be a bank robber? Huh? I can look at that. I can look at the thought. Where did that thought come from? Just like you can with your thoughts. This is powerful stuff. So every time something like this, every time something that, maybe should I even think about this stuff? Should I even be laughing at this stuff? Why am I laughing at this stuff? Why do I find this stuff amusing? It's an interesting thing, right? Because then we can take a bird's eye view of what's up in this box, and we can progress, or we can, stay the same, essentially. I mean, if it's not that bad, then hey, go for it. But most of the times, we have these thoughts, and it's like, is it a deeper rooted problem? That's a legit question to ask oneself. You think one thing, did that stem from another thing, and did that stem from a deeper thing? Stuff like this is very important to look back. Hey, when that happened, I thought of that. That shouldn't be the case. Why did that happen? Just like that, you analyze, and you start being conscious of what you feed your mind. Because this, I swear to God, what you feed this, it's super important. Super, super important. And nothing will change unless you become ruthless about the environment that you put this in, okay? The environment that you allow this to soak up information from, whatever information that is, whatever stories, whatever entertainment that is. Once you become ruthless about that, that's the only way to change it. Because you can't be halfway in, you can't be halfway out. That's how it is. So, a lot of people I talk to, we are very, and I've said this before, we're very focused on saying the right things, okay? We're not saying that, okay? Because now we're essentially making it truth. We're saying this instead. We're strong, we're powerful, we got this, right? Just like that. Instead of saying we're weak. Like, I don't even want to say that. I just said it. Oh my God, that hurts, right? Right? I should drop down and do 10 push-ups. Actually, let's do that right now. 10 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just because I said the word, the forbidden word, right? You just heard it. I'm not going to repeat it. Get that shit out of your head completely, just like that. I just punished myself with 10 push-ups because that's not supposed to be allowed to say. You can take it that far if you want. It's totally up to you. But I swear to God, if any one of you are amused by degeneracy and all these heinous acts that goes on out there in the world, you have a fucking issue. You have an issue in here that you need to resolve. And until you resolve that, you're gonna see that pop up in your life. Whether that be with relationships, both professionally, romantically, family, whatever, you're gonna see that shit pop up. Because what you think in here becomes reality. And that's it. All right? With that, take care and God bless.